I can't lie to you guys. I might have to sit like this for the whole show because these pants are so tight. I'm a show a knuckle and not one of these. Okay? It's more like a moose one. And I don't want to get demonetized this early on in my new podcast. No, I think I'm okay. I don't they're just I'm telling you right now, if I hit a squat, I'm losing these pants. These, I have never felt like I need to hit the gym more until I tried putting these pants on. Cutting off circulation in my thunder thighs here. This is crazy. Also, where's the lint roller? We need a PA on this set. Jared, you're hired. You're fired. Okay. Am I gonna be okay? I don't. If things start showing up, we'll put a little, blurred box here, okay? Yes, hello everybody, and welcome to your Friday edition of Allegedly. Oh my goodness, this is our first Friday together. I'm so excited to be here. My pants are also just as excited. I don't think I can breathe. I can't exhale. But this is allegedly. This is not the official merch, but if you want official allegedly merch, you can find it at the link down below. So go get your allegedly merch, okay? It's brand new, just dropped, real excited about it. I'm gonna get myself a blankie, okay? I'm gonna get myself a blankie ASAP. Okay, everybody, we've got a lot of news. At first, I was like, I don't think there's gonna be that much news to cover today. But then it was just like, oh my goodness, there is so much news. It's everywhere. There's just nonstop news. And I think it's my job to cover said news. We've got a whole lot of news to talk about, so we might as well jump right into it. And we are going to start by talking about none other than Lori Vallow Daybell, who we touched on yesterday. I didn't touch her. I'm not touching her with a 10-foot pole, that sociopath. She's a psycho. She's a nut job. How many other words can I use for her? Murderer, unstable individual, cult lady, psycho, son of a. Yeah, we're gonna have to blur that out. Lori Vallow has started her trial, okay? We mentioned how she's going on trial yet again. And, well, I also mentioned how she's defending herself. And she did. And it was so bad. This woman is so stupid, okay? She's so stupid. God, I knew she was an evil lady, but I didn't know she was a stupid evil lady. She really must have been drop-kicked. Okay. Lori was going after the woman who dated Charles Vallow in his final days. I mean, this lady was just being absolutely insane. Every other word and sentence that came out of her mouth, every question, everything was all objected by the lawyer on the other side. Okay, because remember, Lori Vallow is not a lawyer. She was on a game show once. And she was like a model or something at one point, and she's a murderer, but she is not a lawyer, okay? This woman is just blowing my mind that she's doing this. She wants more time in jail, frankly. She might actually think she's doing something. She might think she's onto something. I don't know. But she's not. She's a psychopath, and she's very terrifying, okay? The funny thing about this is Lori is going after the woman who she is saying her ex-husband cheated on her with, but Lori Vallow cheated on Vallow and murdered their children. What kind of delusion is that? I think there's literally, my gasted is flabbered. I can't make this up. This is like, even the best screenwriters in the world couldn't write a movie with a more messed up character than this lady. I mean, she is next level. I tell you what, okay? Wow. Yeah, I would say I'm surprised, but when it comes to Lori Vallow, nothing shocks me anymore. She's a psychopath. Also in the news, we've got a topic that we also covered yesterday, but we have more information on the helicopter that crashed into the Hudson yesterday afternoon. 6 people died when a sightseeing helicopter crashed into the Hudson River on Thursday, including a family of 5 who was visiting New York from Barcelona, Spain. The family, which included 3 children, was celebrating the 8-year-old's birthday and the mother's 40th birthday. Ah, I it just breaks my heart for this family. It's just horrific, and I want to warn you, we do have footage of this. It's been circulating online, and the news has been covering it, so it has been shown. But if you don't want to watch, I suggest you look away for this brief moment here. We are going to play the video of the helicopter crashing from the sky into the Hudson. And as you're watching it, you can see the propeller of the helicopter falling into the Hudson after the helicopter crashes, killing all 6 on board. My heart breaks for this family, and I am sending all of the love and prayers to the family during this very difficult time. I hope you find healing and grieve as long as you need to through this process. This is absolutely terrifying, and I just can't even imagine the I can't I there's no words. I have no words. This is horrendous. I don't think there has been an announcement on what actually caused the helicopter to crash other than a very serious malfunction that occurred. Um, I the video is it just left me speechless when I saw it. It's crazy that it was caught on video. I feel like when these things kind of happen, we hear about it, but there's never any video evidence of it. And this is one of the first ones that I've seen where you see it happen, and it's clear, it's up close, it's terrifying. And again, our thoughts are with the family of those who were lost. Another story that we have been following closely since we started this podcast is Justin Bieber. Now, Justin Bieber has lost his mind, I think, allegedly. Okay? We don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure he's lost his mind. He's not doing well. Here's the deal. Justin Bieber is no longer keeping the Drew House company. He actually made a post stating, "If you're rocking with me, the human, Justin Bieber, don't waste your money on Drew House." Justin Bieber said this on exiting his fashion brand, Drew House, 6 years after the launch. He continued by saying, "I, Justin Bieber, am no longer involved in this brand," Justin wrote on April 10th in an Instagram story, overlaid with a screenshot from Drew House's page. Drew House doesn't represent me or family or life. Justin, who welcomed son Jack Blues Bieber, 7 months old, with wife Hailey Bieber in August, further encouraged his fans to not interact with the brand and even added X's over the brand's profile photo in his story. I don't know what's going on. Justin has been wearing the Drew House clothes since I can remember. I thought it was very important to him, but apparently not. And now he's been posting a lot of photos of different sweatshirts and things on his social media. So I don't know. He's taken another page that I'm assuming is a new clothing line. I really don't know what's happening. I just hope Justin's okay, really, because he's going through something that I can't even explain or understand. And I'm sure it's a difficult time. But I have a fear he's gonna just end up in the loony bin, or under a conservatorship. Oh, Hailey Bieber would love that, I bet. putting Justin under conservatorship, under her control and power, and she controls everything. Maybe that's her plan. Allegedly. I don't know. This is all alleged. This is not factual. This is Johnny's conspiracies here. Okay? I'm just saying, she was obsessed with this man, pretty much stalked him to the point where when he was single, she jumped his bones. Okay? Jumped them. Just jumped right on those bones. And then a few years later, they get married and have a child. And now he's locked in for life. Okay? And she's like, it's not enough. It's not enough. I need him locked in even more. I don't know. It's not very far fetched. Could happen, potentially, allegedly. Anywho, we'll keep an eye on Justin and keep you updated on what goes on with him over the coming days. Because I fear with how much he's posting a day, he posts every 2 hours. You know what would happen if I posted every 2 hours? People would say, is this guy okay? I'd probably go viral every time because, I'm pretty awesome like that. So, I would expect to be very viral. Like an infection. I would spread like COVID up in this mother. Yeah. And shut down the whole world for a little while. Yeah. Don't make me relive 2020, okay? Oh my goodness. Also in the news, Elon Musk is back in our headlines, and this time it's him talking about his Doge or whatever. What is that? Department of Government Expenses? What is it? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's allegedly he's putting all of the money spent in order in the government or something. I don't know. I feel like Trump was just like, we'll give you something to do. There you go, Elon. Go fetch, Get it? Because Elon's kind of like Donald Trump's. I'm saying crazy out of pocket things. Anywho, Elon Musk says Doge is set to save the U.S. government more than $150 billion by cutting waste and fraud in fiscal 2026. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay? At this point, our country is so in debt that there's no coming back from it. The world's gonna end before you figure out your debt problem, United States. And, why should we stress about it? Like, we're all gonna die one day anyway, so whatever. Keep spending, Elon. Oh, wait, he's fixing the spending, allegedly. I don't know. There is a lot of very, very strange spending in our government. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was joking a little bit and poking fun at Elon because he just makes it so easy. But it's scary not knowing where all of the money is going. And then you come to find out that there's all of these programs and things that you don't actually need, and basically just things that we've been throwing money at that just don't like. Why is the government funding some of these things? And it is strange. And it's going to be great if they actually do what they say they're going to be doing when they talk about this. Obviously you don't want to be funding things that are not beneficial to the country or whatever, or the expansion of our humankind or whatever. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep a close eye on this. I don't know how Elon even got in there. But I guess he did make a couple billion somehow, right? So maybe he knows what he's doing, and maybe we should just kind of let him cook until he does a really out-of-pocket, horrible thing and says something stupid or salutes like a Nazi. Then we reel him back and just yell at him, Another thing about Elon, everybody's like vandalizing Teslas right now. Which is just really messed up because you don't know why these people purchased a Tesla. Just because they own a Tesla doesn't mean they support Elon. They could have bought that Tesla years ago. Don't go vandalize other people's cars. Okay, they didn't do anything. They just have a Tesla. Why are we vandalizing things? Okay, why is it that when we want to find a solution to something, the solution ends up being just vandalism. Okay? Why? Why are we why? Why? That's not human nature. That shouldn't be. That's horrible. It makes no sense. I don't understand. If someone vandalized my Tesla, I don't have one. I know, Oliver. If I had a Tesla and someone vandalized it, I'd be rather upset. Okay? I would probably riot in the streets and people would look at me and be like, oh my gosh, that man has a hatchet. And I'd be like, you better believe I do. And I'd be coming running at him. Yeah. Or I would take a spray paint can and I'd chase after him and I'd spray him in the eyes. What would happen if you sprayed someone in the eyes with spray paint? Would it paint their eyes the color of the spray paint? Or would it just burn really bad and then they'd go blind? Or would they go blind because of the color of the paint? Or like if it was like purple spray paint, and you sprayed it in their eyes, would they just start seeing purple? I need Mythbusters to test that. Are they still a show? Do they still bust myths? If not, I'm bringing it back. I'll do it. I'm not scared of Mythbusters. Nope. I'll bust some myths. Also in the news, we've got actor Josh Duhamel. Yes, Josh. You may know him from the Transformers franchise. He was also in a soap opera. Which one was that? All My Children? Is that the one he was in? I don't know. I never watched it. Never watched it. But he was also in a lot of rom-coms and all of those things. But Josh Duhamel is pulling back the curtain a little bit on his personal life and his family life. He's decided to be a very family-oriented man, okay? Good for you, Josh. Apparently, Josh Duhamel and his family have been living off the grid in the woods of Minnesota in a house that he built himself. That is so Midwestern of him. That is, he likes to work with his hands. You know, that's what that is. It's like, yeah, it's like, I got a hammer and some nails and some wood that I cut down in the forest by myself, and now I'm gonna build us a log cabin. No, he's not. Well, have you seen the North Dakota tourism ads? Probably not. But if you did, you would see Josh Duhamel doing a whole lot of outdoorsy things. Because he has branded himself an outdoorsy kind of fellow, okay? He likes being outside. I, for one, don't. I don't enjoy being outside. There's bugs and critters and I don't know, scary things out there. People, the scariest animal of them all, really. Yeah. People are afraid of sharks and stuff and, like, getting mauled by a tiger or, like, snakes. I'm terrified of humans. Yeah. Did you hear what Lori Vallow did to her kids? We should all be afraid of humans. They're scary. Anywho, that's not the point. Okay. The 52-year-old actor opened up about his family life in the home he built in the woods of Minnesota. The closest store is 40 miles away. Once we get there, it's really about everybody taking care of each other, making memories, spending time with family and friends, he says. You really get a chance to get back to the basics. You're not consumed by all of these other distractions. When you're out there, it's really about having fun, making sure everybody's warm, everybody's got food and water. The father of two adds. It's really gotten me back in touch. There's something about it that fulfills the soul in a lot of ways. Josh, who's been married to Audra Mari since 2022, shares that the home even brought him closer to his parents, Larry and Bonnie. My dad absolutely loves coming out there and hanging out. And we've spent more time together in these past 5-10 years than we ever did growing up. It's became a real central hub for all of us. Oh my goodness. Well, that's good that he's connecting with his father. Yeah. He's become a real family man, And Fergie is out there living her best life. So, maybe their split was good for both of them, I wish Fergie would drop a new album, I honestly, right now, I would much rather listen to a new Fergie album than go and watch a new Josh Duhamel movie. Nothing against the guy, okay? Nothing against him. I hope he's very happy and successful. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's out there. He's really just living in the woods of Minnesota. You know, I would have chosen a warmer area of woods. You know, but to each their own. You know, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a blizzard in Minnesota, in 40 miles away from any salvation. You know, nothing about that sounds enjoyable. If I want to be trapped in a survival movie, I'll get casted in the next season of Yellow Jackets. Okay, I don't need to go out there and survive. Okay, I want to live the life of glamour, glitz, and fame and fortune. Okay. And maybe not in Hollywood, but uh if I had made it and I had made a name for myself, ain't no way I'm moving out into the woods of Minnesota. And I get it, they're Minnesota nice, eh? Don't you know? Up there. Up there in the Minnesota. And that's fine. That's great. We love that. I love Minnesota. Okay? I love Minnesota. I think it's great. I just don't think I could live there in the woods. It's just not for me, allegedly. Okay? Yeah. Anywho, I am glad though that he is reconnecting with his father and he's hanging out with his mother. Very important. It's just interesting to me that he had to move to Minnesota in a cabin for his dad to hang out with him. But mm, good for them. Moving on. Eric Dane has announced that he has been diagnosed with ALS. And the 52-year-old told People magazine, I am grateful to have my loving family by my side as we navigate this next chapter. Eric and his wife, Rebecca, shared two children, Billy, who is 15, and Georgia, who is 13. This breaks my heart. McSteamy has ALS? Oh my god. This is not what I wanted. This is not good. Ah, I really thought the next time we would see him on Grey's Anatomy at Gray Sloan Memorial, it would not be because he has ALS. I thought he would be making a cameo. Or like they would be like, surprise, McSteamy didn't die. You know, the show's been going on for 22 years. This breaks my heart. Ugh. No, Eric Dane, he's a phenomenal actor, truly. Have you seen him in Euphoria? Never seen him play a character like that. He was brilliant. Obviously, you don't like him in the show, but that just shows you how good of an actor the man is. Oh my goodness. He also wasn't very great in Grey's Anatomy. You know, he wasn't a very great guy. Like he cheated with like he was with his best friend's wife and was a cheater and a liar and a scumbag and not very good. But he turns it around, you know, and then they kill him. That's uh but our hearts are with Eric and his family and loved ones. We just hope he stays very strong during this difficult time, and we are sending him all of our love. Also in the news, get this. Allegedly, Camp Rock 3 is in the works at Disney Plus. You heard it. You heard that right. I didn't stutter. I said it exactly the way I meant to, and you heard it exactly the way I said it. Camp Rock 3. Oh my goodness, get this. The report says that whilst plot details are under wraps, Heidi Faye, who worked on Fuller House and The Slumber Party, is set to write the follow up. Details on casting and whether Demi Lovato or the Jonas Brothers will return are currently unknown. I've got theories and ideas if you want them. Do you want them? I know you want them, so let me share them. Here's the deal. Picture this. It's Camp Rock. It's been abandoned for years. It's just sitting there, right? No one's been. What happens in the end of Camp Rock 2? Does the camp go away? I can't remember. But either way, there's an abandoned Camp Rock. Okay? all of a sudden, one of the members of Connect 3 purchases the abandoned camp and rebuilds it after he has realized that Connect 3 has disconnected yet again, bringing the Jonas Brothers back to where they found their connection in the first two movies. Yes, and get this, Midgie, is that her name? Demi Lovato's character? Whatever. Demi Lovato's character, who is now grown and has a child of her own. Yeah, not with Shane Gray, but with a husband who she is now divorced from. And Shane Gray is also divorced, right? I feel like Kevin would have been the one who would have purchased the Camp Rock because he's like seeing his brothers fight, right? And it could be kind of loosely based off of real life when the Jonas Brothers split up and they went their separate ways. This is great. I shouldn't be giving this away for free. Oh my gosh, I could write the script. I could do it. Disney. I'm for real. This is great. This is motion picture brilliance. Okay, I'm going to continue. So, both divorced. Demi and Joe, they're both divorced, right? Demi brings her kid to the new and improved Camp Rock that Kevin built up, not knowing that the other two brothers were going to be there because she has heard the rumblings that the brothers have split up and they haven't spoken in years, right? She knows they're not together, but she sees this and she has a very troubled child, right? The child is like angsty and has no purpose or doesn't want a purpose or whatever. And it's like, whatever, mom, you don't know anything. And she's like, you don't understand. I know you're embarrassed by me because I had to go through this same exact thing when I was your age. I just wish that I could send you to the camp I went to and found myself at. And then all of a sudden, there's an ad on social media or on TV. Demi wouldn't be watching TV, but whatever, wherever she sees the ad, and it's like Camp Rock. And it's really good. It's very, very well produced, because by this time, Connect 3 made a whole bunch of money, so Kevin can afford the high quality production, right? And she's like, oh my gosh, this is how I can reconnect with my daughter. So Demi sends her daughter to Camp Rock, not knowing that Shane Gray and and Nick were gonna be there, right? So now all three of the Jonas Brothers are back in the movie. Okay? And get this, Kevin tricked Nick and Joe into coming to Camp Rock, saying the other one wasn't going to be there, right? Because Kevin's kind of like the mediator, I feel like. I feel like he'd be like still in contact with both brothers, but the other brother doesn't, he's like the middleman. Yeah. And then they both show up there and they're like, no, I'm not doing this. And then Kevin's like, well, you can't leave because Kevin hired the helicopters to fly away and not come back for them for the whole weekend. And then they're trapped at Camp Rock yet again, right? And here comes Demi. Here she comes with her daughter. And so the daughter maybe is like, oh my gosh, is that Shane Gray? And goes up to talk to Shane Gray. And Demi's all like, I gotta hide, right? Because they had a horrible, messy breakup, and there's a lot of drama that they're gonna have some backstory on for sure. And then, I really shouldn't be giving this all away. I think I just wrote the best Disney Channel original movie that has been written since like 2014 or something. This is crazy. Anywho, but basically they all reconnect and they find their love from making music together. They reconnect together. The band gets back together. Demi and Joe get back together. It's great. Everybody loves each other. And somehow, I don't know, everybody's lives change forever and make Camp Rock one of the biggest, best musical summer camps of all time, causing and then it would just turn into a series on Disney Plus that's basically High School Musical, the series, but it's Camp Rock, the camp, the series. So that's my pitch. If anyone wants to send me a check, I think it's pretty good. I would watch it for sure. Maybe I should just make it, I don't need any of you. I'm rich, I'm famous. I got the brains to do it. But anywho, are you excited for Camp Rock 3? That was a Johnny tangent if I've ever seen one. That was crazy. That was mostly off the dome. I have not been thinking about this for a second actually. That's pretty impressive. Um I wow myself, Wheezy. I do. Oh my goodness. Are you excited if there is a Camp Rock 3 coming? Will you be watching? Or are you like, just leave it? Leave it alone. Let it be what it is. Okay. I would still go for like a High School Musical for the class reunion or something, but that's just me. Anywho, now we unfortunately have to move on to another very sad story here. Another scary one too. Get this. Three people are dead and another was hospitalized after a small airplane crashed onto the tri-rail tracks near I-95 in Boca Raton, Florida today. Ugh, this is this is what I'm talking about. There are so many crashes happening. Why? Why now? Why? Oh my goodness. Officials confirmed that all three on board were killed in the crash. Another person was hospitalized with non life threatening injuries after possibly driving through the fireball from the crash. My heart is just, I am so sorry. Oh, I hate this. I also can't trust aircrafts. This is terrifying. What is going on? I, is something messing with our aircrafts? Or is it just being covered more closely? Can anyone tell me? What do you think? My heart breaks for the family and loved ones of these individuals. We are thinking of you in this very hard time, and I don't know. I think we just really need to figure out what's going on in our airspace right now because this has been a crazy amount of crashes, right? I'm not crazy for thinking that. I can't be. Someone's got to be on the same page as me with this one because it's getting absurd. Also in the news, I know I mentioned I would not be talking about this again, but things have changed drastically, and I unfortunately have to update you on the trade war going on between the US and China. China has retaliated against the US President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs by raising its levies on US goods to 125% from 84% customs tariff commission of the state council said in a statement today. With tariff rates at the current level, there is no longer a market for U.S. goods imported into China, the statement said, adding that if the U.S. government continues to increase tariffs on Chinese goods exported to the U.S., China will ignore. Hopes for a U.S. China deal to resolve trade tensions have faded fast as Beijing has been hitting back in the last week with tit for tat duties on American goods and wide ranging restrictions on U.S. businesses. This is getting pretty wild. Okay, someone's gonna have to give in eventually, right? How long are we gonna do this for? How long are we gonna do this for? Okay, head to head. Oh boy, this could lead into something else. I don't know. I mean, Trump is not giving in. I think he's too stubborn to give in. The only reason why he put a pause on is because there were like three very large groups of individuals who were giving him pushback for all of these tariffs, right? One being all of the very rich business owners telling him, hey, don't do this. Don't do this to me, Donald. Okay? But get this, President Trump has also said that a deal to spin off U.S. assets of TikTok is still on the table days after it was put on hold. Don't worry, this connects, I believe, okay? Just stay with me. I'm not just leaving the tariffs in the past, okay? I wish I could, but I can't. Okay. We have a deal with some very good people, some very rich companies that would do a great job with it. But we are going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with China. Trump said Wednesday, hours after he announced a 90-day pause in reciprocal tariffs on most countries, but raised tariffs on China from 104% to 125. A deal had been reached on April 2nd between investors, TikTok's Beijing based parent company ByteDance, and the U.S. government that would have spun TikTok's operations in the U.S. into a new company that was owned and operated by a majority of American investors, according to a source familiar with the plans. But after Trump announced sweeping tariffs, ByteDance told the White House on April 3rd that China would no longer approve the deal until issues over trade and tariffs were resolved, the source said. Days later, obviously, Trump delayed the enforcement of a law that effectively bans TikTok, and now a deal must be reached by June 19th when the ban would take effect. Do you think this is all a part of the plan? You know, the tariffs mixed in with the TikTok and in like these two very large conversations. I think there's gotta be there's an overlap here. Something's fishy. I don't know what it is, but I will get to the bottom of this. Okay? He says he wants fair deals for trade in the US and doesn't want the US to be taken advantage of. He says he likes TikTok and I've done great on TikTok. I was a TikTok star. I won bigly, huge with the kids on TikTok. It was great. We had a TikTok guy. Okay? But he's not stopping the ban. He's pausing the ban, and then he's causing conflict with China with this whole tariff thing, which probably means TikTok's going away. I would probably assume TikTok's done. Okay, so enjoy it while it lasts. Download your stuff. And maybe I'm wrong, because I feel like we've been fearing the end of TikTok for years. Okay, and it still is here. It's not as good as it once was. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know. Something fishy is happening here, allegedly, supposedly. I'm gonna try and keep a close eye on this. I promise you, every episode is not gonna be about Trump's tariffs unless they end up just going up by 100% every day. Then I'm gonna have to tell you about it. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on the tariffs and the TikTok and Trump. All the T's, the three T's. Okay, we'll keep an eye on the T's while spilling the tea. It's my duty. T T T. Oh my God, did I say that? T is what I was gonna say, but I stopped after two T's saying TT. Oh, stop. Moving on. Megan Trainor is in the news with her hubby, Daryl. Oh my goodness. I love these two. Okay? You got the Spy Kid and you got all of that bass. Okay? And I'm about it. Here's the deal. Megan Trainor has a buddy on this new health journey she is going on, okay? On her Working on It podcast, the singer and her husband, Daryl, shared that they're both taking the type 2 diabetes medication, Manjaro, for weight loss. We do everything together, Megan said of her and her husband. We've been on this journey for a while, and we learned how there are right ways to do it. Daryl noted, admitting that he developed a bit of a food addiction after getting sober. Megan is proud of all the knowledge she's gained about her body, adding, I learned all of these little tricks that changed my life. I'm obsessed now with the science of when I work out and build muscle. You have to eat protein or else it's not going to do anything. Oh my goodness. But now she's gonna be one of those silicone Barbie dolls. I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. Ooh, wop wop. If that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it, like I'm supposed to do. I got that boom boom that all the girls, all boys chasing. I knew a lot more of the words than I thought I was going to be fair. I don't know. I'm happy for Megan Trainor. I love these two. I think Megan's pretty genuine and she's very open, sometimes a little too open. Like when we learned that her and her husband pooped next to each other on the dual toilets. I don't think they do that anymore. I think they got rid of the second toilet. I could be wrong. But I love their family. I think they're adorable. And they're not harming anyone. Everybody likes to call out these people that are taking Ozempic or whatever. Let them live their lives. It's not affecting you. You're just jealous that you're not losing all this weight. You're mad because you don't have money to go and buy the Ozempic. There's a reason why you're mad, and it's not because they're taking Ozempic, okay? If they have the funds to do it, they're gonna do it. And let them. It's their body, their choice, okay? Get over yourselves. Also in the news, we've got some Marvel news. Okay, so you know that the cast of Marvel, what is it, Doomsday or whatever? What's the new Marvel Avengers movie coming out? They announced like the whole cast in this. Just everyone in Hollywood is in this movie. Okay, but allegedly Marvel Studios has paid Robert Downey Jr. a 9-figure sum to return as Doctor Doom, as well as buying him a plane and 24/7 personal security. Oh my God. How do I get this gig? I could be Doctor Doom. Okay? You don't think Johnny could be Doctor Doom? You don't think I want a plane with my own personal security detail? But I guess Robert Downey Jr. has brought in a ton of money for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you know what? He's earned it. I like Robert Downey Jr. He's got a really great comeback story, and he's a phenomenal actor. He was great as Iron Man. But still, Marvel can buy me a plane. They definitely have the money to buy Johnny a plane. Okay? What would I call my plane? JTAA. JTAA. Johnny Thomas Appleseed Air. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna workshop it though and see if I come up with something better. If you guys have a good name for me to name my PJ, my private jet, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear your recommendations. Also in the news, we've got some White Lotus news. Now, obviously, if you are in the cast of White Lotus on any of these seasons, you pop off, right? They are memes, they are huge stars, they get tons of roles after, and get this, it is being reported that allegedly veteran actors like Jason Isaacs, Parker Posey, Carrie Coon, and Michelle Monaghan were all paid around $40,000 an episode, which comes out to around $320,000 for an 8-episode season. The same amount as the less experienced actors on set. Producer David Bernard revealed that this negotiable salary structure, along with alphabetical billing, aims to attract actors interested in the project for artistic reasons rather than financial gain. Despite the relatively modest salaries compared to other major TV productions, the show's prestige and critical acclaim continues to attract veteran and rising actors alike. Here's the deal. I don't think $320,000 for 8 episodes is a small amount of money when you're also put up into a bougie hotel with a bunch of other actors and you get an open bar and you basically are on vacation but working at the same time. I'd take that check. I'd take that deal. I'd sign the contract tomorrow. Put me in season 4. I am ready to go to the White Lotus. Oh, I would stir it up. I would stir it up at the White Lotus. Where we going, Mike White? You tell me. Also, I found out some more news, some more tea about the whole the theme song and the composer. Allegedly, the composer leaked the full version of the theme song for season 3 that Mike White cut because people wanted the and apparently he leaked it. Allegedly, he leaked the whole entire thing, so it's out there, and it does have the little lees in there, which is crazy. So go check it out if you want. I got down to it earlier. I was like, uh. Yeah, it's great. And also in the news, we've got a driver who allegedly kidnapped a couple in a U-Haul truck and led police on a high-speed chase in Santa Fe, New Mexico on Tuesday before authorities caught up to him and arrested him, according to the police. Now, the couple told investigators that they were helping him clean out a U-Haul truck when he closed the door and took off. Stacy Walker, who is 50 years old, was charged with 2 counts of kidnapping, aggravated assault on a peace officer, and aggravated fleeing, police say. This is insane. This right here is why I'm done helping people. Clean your own U-Haul. How about that? It's called U-Haul, not me help you haul, okay? No. You clean out your own U-Haul, because I've seen this one before. They lock you in the back, they drive you away, and next thing you know, you're on a shipping container, and you're going someplace, and then you get off the shipping container, and then they're making me dance for someone else's cash, okay? And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's crazy. That's terrifying. What would you do if you were, like, just helping someone? Okay, I know there's some of you out there that are very helpful and you don't ask any questions. You just help. You jump on the opportunity to help, right? What would you do if you're just doing your good deed of the day, or maybe you're trying to get good karma or whatever, so you're like helping, you're putting good karma into the world so you get good karma out of it, right? And then all of a sudden, they lock the door on you and you're flying around in the back of a U-Haul, hitting your head on the sides. That's a terrible day. That is a bad dream. That is a nightmare. If I got out of that vehicle, I think I would have done some serious damage. I would have gone to prison too, because I would have been so mad. And I'd probably be concussed, so I wouldn't even remember doing it. That's crazy. What a crazy story. Oh my goodness. But I think that's the last story I have for you today. I ended on a very high note, I'm not going to lie. Gosh, a high-speed chase in a U-Haul. That's something I would like to see, actually. Because I bet that U-Haul was just, like, rocking, I wonder what kind of U-Haul it was. If it was, a big one, little one, if it was a trailer. What was it? Scary stuff, though. I can't even imagine being trapped in the back of a U-Haul. I've seen that movie before. Tell you what. I did have an ex-lover once, and she actually locked herself in the back of my U-Haul when I was moving. So I was trying to just leave and move to a new location. I moved a few states away. I was minding my own business. When I got there, I opened up the U-Haul, and this lady jumps out screaming at me, and she has a shank in her hand. This is true, Lucifer. You were there, remember? You were sitting in the front seat? Yeah, I got out of that thing, went around, opened the thing, and she just jumped out like a spider monkey. Yeah, safe to say that relationship didn't work out for me. Like most of my relationships, which is fine. But this is why you can't trust anybody. I've got trust issues, and this just added to it. So... Anywho, that is all the news and stories I got for you. I really got to get out of these pants because I have lost circulation and my toes are feeling fuzzy. So I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments down below, hit that bell for notifications whenever I post. Go check out the new Allegedly merch out now. Link in the description below. And I will see you on Monday with hopefully good news, but nonetheless, news. I love you all, and I will see you next time on Allegedly. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Yes. Bye. Oh, my pants, my groin, everything is just, it hurts.